The galaxy believed the war was over. The great chamber of the Galactic Council was filled with light. Tall alien leaders stood in circles of silver and gold. Large screens floated in the air, showing broken human ships and burning stations. A deep voice echoed across every system. Humanity attacked without warning. They are unstable. They are a danger to peace. Those words spread fast. From small mining colonies to rich core worlds, the same message repeated again and again. The Council showed videos of human warships firing first. They showed damaged alien cities. They showed fear. And the galaxy believed them. Earth did not answer. No message. No threat. No defense. After the final battle near the Orion Gate, human fleets pulled back into their own system. Then they went silent. Long-range scanners saw nothing. No patrol ships. No trade signals. Many species whispered, "They are ashamed." Others said, "They are broken." But inside the Council's security tower, a young officer named Carell felt uneasy. Carell was not powerful. He was not famous. He was just a data officer. His job was to check old war records and archive them. He believed in order. He believed the Council protected the galaxy. One night, while reviewing battle files from the first clash with humanity, he noticed something strange. A timestamp did not match. A section of video had been cut. He checked again. Then again. The original file had been replaced. His hands moved slowly across the control panel. He opened deeper archives, ones that normal citizens never saw. A warning flashed in red. Access restricted. Level Omega. His heart pounded. Why would early battle footage be restricted? He bypassed the lock. The real video appeared. Carell froze. The first shots had not come from Earth. Council warships had fired first. Human vessels were holding formation. They had shields active but weapons offline. The Council fleet had moved into attack position and opened fire without warning. The next file showed a Council meeting weeks before the war. High leaders spoke in quiet voices. Human expansion is too fast. They form alliances too quickly. If they continue, they will outvote us in 10 cycles. One leader said something that made Carell's blood run cold. Then we control the story. We strike first. And we make them the villain. Carell leaned back in his chair. The war had not been defense. It had been fear. The Council had lied. Before he could think, every screen in the tower suddenly went black. The lights flickered. Across the entire capital world, power systems glitched. Communication towers flashed with unknown signals. Then a single image appeared on every device in the chamber. A blue planet. Earth. A calm human voice filled the air. It was not angry. It was not loud. You told them we attacked. You told them we are monsters. The voice paused. For 5 years, we said nothing. We listened. We watched. Images flashed behind the voice. Hidden shipyards inside asteroids. Fleets resting behind Saturn's rings. Silent stations built in deep space. You wanted the galaxy to fear us. Another pause. Now they will learn the truth. The signal cut. Silence followed. Alarms began to ring across the Council world. Long-range scanners detected something massive near the outer edge of the solar system. Thousands of objects. No heat signature. No weapon charge. Just movement. Human warships powered on at once. Not charging weapons. Not attacking. Just waking up. Carell stared at the screen, his breathing slow and heavy. He understood now. Earth had not been weak. Earth had been patient. The lie that saved the Council from losing power had also given humanity time. Time to prepare. And as the first invisible human fleet crossed the line into Council space without firing a single shot, one truth became clear in Carell's mind. The war had never truly ended. It had only been waiting. The galaxy expected explosions. They expected revenge. They expected human anger to burn across the stars. But nothing exploded. Instead, the human fleet moved like shadows. Council border stations tried to lock weapons. Their systems failed. Targeting screens froze. Engines shut down without damage. Entire defense grids went dark in seconds. No cities were attacked. No civilians were harmed. Only military power was touched. Admiral Saravan of the Council fleet shouted orders from his command ship above the planet Rithos. His officers tried everything. Manual overrides. Emergency protocols. Old analog systems. Nothing worked. Human code had entered their networks before the ships even arrived. How? He whispered. No one answered. Far away, near the edge of Council space, Carell was being questioned. Security officers surrounded him inside a white room. They accused him of leaking restricted files. They called him a traitor. Carell said nothing about the broadcast. But deep inside, he felt something else. Relief. Across the galaxy, citizens began seeing new data files appear on their public networks. Real battle footage. Council meeting recordings. Proof of the lie. Planets that had lost millions in the war began to question everything. Anger did not rise against Earth. It rose against the Council. Meanwhile, humanity did not rush forward. They moved system by system, disabling fleet yards, shutting down weapons factories, and locking command structures. Their ships were different now. Smooth black hulls. No bright lights. No heavy weapon displays. Silent. Fast. Precise. On Mars, inside a deep command center carved into red stone, human leaders watched everything. Large holographic maps showed Council space lighting up with blue markers. Each blue mark meant one thing: military neutralized. A human commander spoke calmly. Remember. We strike control, not life. Another officer nodded. Civilian channels remain open. Human ships even protected trade routes during the chaos. When pirates tried to take advantage of the confusion, they found themselves surrounded by invisible Terran vessels. No warning shots. Just capture. The galaxy began to notice something strange. Where humans arrived, fear decreased. Where Council fleets regrouped, tension increased. Admiral Saravan made one last attempt. He gathered the remaining loyal fleets near the core world. Hundreds of ships formed a defensive wall. Humans want war, he told his officers. We will give it to them. But when scanners detected the Terran fleet approaching, something felt wrong. There were fewer ships than expected. Only 20. Small compared to the Council armada. Saravan smiled. Foolish. He ordered weapons to charge. Nothing happened. Behind his fleet, engines suddenly shut down. Ship after ship went dark. Not destroyed. Disabled. The 20 human ships had never been alone. Thousands more were already there, invisible, surrounding the armada. A human transmission opened on every bridge screen. We do not seek your extinction. The voice was steady. We seek the end of your control. Saravan slammed his fist against the console. Fire. But he could not. His own flagship was locked down by Terran systems. Back in the interrogation room, Carell felt the building shake as distant military power grids failed across the capital. One of the guards looked at his tablet in fear. All outer fleets, gone. Carell looked up slowly. Not gone, he said quietly. Stopped. Within hours, the Council's military strength had collapsed without a single city burning. Humanity had done what no empire in history had done. They had won without mass destruction. And they had done it after 5 years of silence. Across the stars, a new message appeared from Earth. We endured your lie. Now endure the truth. The silent years were over. And the galaxy was finally beginning to understand why humans had waited. They were not building anger. They were building certainty. And certainty was far more dangerous. The fall of the Council fleets did not bring peace. It brought panic. Across the core worlds, leaders shouted over each other. Emergency meetings filled every high tower. Some demanded surrender. Others demanded total war. Many simply feared what would come next. For the first time in history, the Galactic Council had no military power. And humanity still had not fired a single planet-killing weapon. Above the capital world, something new appeared. At first, scanners could not understand it. It was too large. Too quiet. Too stable. Then visual feeds finally focused. It was not a fleet. It was one structure. A station so massive it blocked the stars behind it. Its surface was smooth and dark, shaped like a curved ring with a glowing core at its center. It did not show weapons. It did not show shields. It simply existed. People across the planet stepped outside to look at the sky. Children pointed. Elders whispered. The stars above them shifted slightly. Then the sky changed. One distant star system, far beyond civilian space, vanished from long-range maps. Not exploded. Not shattered. Gone. Sensors searched for radiation. For debris. For shockwaves. Nothing. The star system had been moved. The human station had bent space itself and relocated an entire uninhabited system as a demonstration. A message followed. We show you what we can do. Not to destroy you. But to remind you what restraint looks like. Inside a prison block beneath the Council Tower, Carell and other political prisoners suddenly heard metal doors unlocking. Human code had reached even here. The guards ran. Control panels flashed blue. Cell after cell opened automatically. Carell stepped into the corridor carefully. Other prisoners stared in confusion. Above them, screens switched on. Human data streams filled the networks again, releasing every hidden Council file to the public without filter. No edits. No control. The galaxy watched decades of manipulation unfold in real time. Wars started for profit. Votes rigged. Species silenced. The lie about Earth was only one of many. Crowds gathered in city centers across dozens of worlds. Some protested. Some demanded the arrest of their own leaders. Some simply cried. The council chamber, once filled with pride, now stood nearly empty. Only a few high councillors remained. One of them, Elder Vamros, activated an ancient emergency beacon. It was older than most member species. A relic found in deep space long ago. A weapon built by a forgotten civilization. If activated fully, it could trigger stellar collapse in targeted systems. A last gamble. If we fall, Vamros whispered, we take them with us. The beacon powered on. Across space, human sensors reacted instantly. Inside the giant Terran station, lights shifted. Human commanders watched the signal source. Confirmed, one officer said calmly. Extinction level device powering up. Civilian zones, the commander asked. Not yet. It's aiming for Earth. There was no fear in the room. Only focus. Back on the capital world, Carell looked up at the sky as warning sirens screamed. People ran in all directions. Rumors spread like wildfire. Then everything stopped. The ancient beacon froze mid-charge. Its power core dimmed. Screens across the planet showed something impossible. Human access confirmed. They had entered the alien relic systems. A human voice echoed again, stronger now. You still choose fear. On screen, the targeting path shifted. Not toward Earth. Toward empty space far from life. The device shut down safely. The message finished. We have power beyond yours. Yet we still choose control. The massive Terran station above the capital slowly rotated, its glowing core bright but steady. The sky had changed that day. Not because humanity attacked. But because they proved they could end everything, and did not. And in that quiet restraint, the balance of the galaxy shifted forever. The galaxy was no longer afraid of human power. It was afraid of human patience. After the extinction beacon failed, many believed the High Council would surrender. Their fleets were disabled. Their secrets were exposed. Their ancient weapon had been taken from them without a fight. But power does not let go easily. Hidden beneath the capital world was something even fewer knew about. A final protocol. A buried command built generations ago. If the Council ever lost full control, this protocol would activate a network of sleeper drones scattered across member worlds. Small. Invisible. Planted over decades. They were not warships. They were bombs. Thousands of them. The High Council believed one thing: if the galaxy turned against them, they would make the galaxy fear chaos more than lies. Elder Vamrose pressed the final authorization. Deep space lit up with small red signals. On quiet farming moons, inside orbital stations, beneath city oceans, the sleeper drones woke. For the first time since the crisis began, humanity reacted instantly. The Terran station above the capital did not fire. It expanded. Panels unfolded like dark wings. The glowing core pulsed brighter than before. Across the galaxy, human ships that had remained hidden suddenly revealed themselves near civilian worlds. Not to attack. To shield. Massive energy barriers formed around cities that were not even human. Alien citizens looked up as Terran vessels positioned themselves between planets and the invisible threat. Back on Earth, inside the Martian command center, a young human officer spoke quickly. We can destroy the drones remotely. But the blast could hit cities. The senior commander shook her head. No civilian loss. Not one. A new order went out. Instead of destroying the drones, human systems began overriding them. It was slower. Riskier. More difficult. But it meant safety. On the capital world, Carell stood in a crowded square as emergency alerts flashed in the sky. People screamed when small red lights appeared above the clouds. Then those lights turned blue. One by one. Across hundreds of worlds. Human code was not just shutting the drones down. It was rewriting them. Minutes later, every sleeper device deactivated safely. No explosion. No fire. The High Council chamber doors burst open. Human soldiers did not enter. Instead, holographic projections filled the room. Terran representatives appeared, calm and steady. You endangered your own citizens, the human ambassador said. Elder Vamrose looked broken. Without control, there is no order. The ambassador replied softly, without trust, there is no future. Outside, crowds gathered not in panic, but in realization. The council had tried to sacrifice them. Humanity had protected them. The truth became clear to every system watching. This was never about invasion. It was about accountability. The Terran station slowly lowered its energy output. Human fleets remained in position, but they did not advance. Then something unexpected happened. A transmission opened from one of the smallest member species, a world once ignored by the Council. We request representation. Another world followed. Then another. Within hours, dozens of planets demanded a new structure of leadership. Not ruled by fear. Not controlled by lies. The High Council had no fleets. No weapons. No secrets left. Only their silence. Carell watched as security forces, now uncertain and divided, lowered their weapons in the council chamber. The era of hidden power was ending. Not because humans destroyed it, but because humans refused to become it. As the massive Terran station rotated above the capital world, its shadow no longer felt threatening. It felt like a warning. Humanity had every chance to burn the galaxy. Instead, they chose something far more dangerous to tyranny. They chose restraint. And in that choice, the Council's last gamble failed. The Council did not fall in fire. It fell in silence. The High Council chamber, once filled with pride and power, was now surrounded by citizens from dozens of worlds. No weapons were drawn. No ships fired in the sky. The massive Terran station still floated above the planet, quiet and steady. Human fleets held position across the galaxy. They did not advance. They did not celebrate. They waited. Inside the chamber, Elder Vamro stood before a circle of holographic projectors. Around him appeared representatives from smaller species, former Council worlds, and finally, Earth. The human ambassador did not wear armor. She did not raise her voice. The Galactic Council stands dissolved, she said calmly. Not by our command. By your actions. No one argued. The proof had spread everywhere. The lies. The planted wars. The secret bombs. The attempt to sacrifice entire worlds for control. Across the galaxy, something new was forming. Not an empire. A coalition. Each world sending its own chosen voice. No hidden files. No secret fleets. Every vote public. Every decision recorded. For the first time, even the smallest species had equal standing. And Earth did not claim leadership. That confused many. Admiral Saravan, now stripped of rank, spoke during a public broadcast. Why? He asked openly. You had the power to rule us all. The human ambassador answered without delay. Because we know what fear creates. She paused. We were lied about. Attacked. Blamed. We could have answered with destruction. But destruction is easy. Across countless systems, beings watched in silence. Control through fear always collapses, she continued. We did not strike to dominate you. We struck to end the lie. Above the capital world, the massive Terran station slowly began to move away from orbit. Its shadow lifted from the planet's surface. Human fleets across Council space started powering down combat systems. No victory parade. No banners. Only order. Carell stood in the same square where panic had once spread. Now crowds gathered calmly. Different species stood side by side, watching the Terran station leave. He felt something strange. Hope. A final transmission from Earth spread across every channel in the galaxy. The same calm human voice spoke one last time. We are not your enemy. Images appeared behind the voice. Humans working beside alien engineers. Terran ships delivering food to worlds damaged by Council corruption. Medical teams assisting injured citizens during the drone crisis. We are not conquerors. The image changed to show Earth itself. Blue oceans. Green land. Cities shining at night. We are builders. The voice grew firmer. But understand this clearly. Silence filled the air across millions of worlds. If you lie about us again, if you threaten our people again, we will not wait 5 years. The message ended. No dramatic music. No threats repeated. Just certainty. Over the next weeks, human fleets withdrew completely to their own territory. Trade resumed. Diplomatic ships replaced warships. Technology once hidden by the Council was shared openly. The galaxy began to heal. But no one forgot what had happened. They remembered how Earth had stayed silent. How they had prepared without panic. How they had taken control without burning cities. And how they had proven they could end everything, yet chose not to. Far beyond the edge of mapped space, human deep space stations continued to operate quietly. New defenses were built. New systems explored. Humanity did not trust easily anymore. But they were no longer alone. The lie that once protected a corrupt council had nearly broken the galaxy. Instead, it had awakened something stronger. Respect. And every species understood one simple truth now. Humans are peaceful. Humans are patient. But when pushed too far, Earth does not shout. Earth strikes. Without warning.